Like before LeBron James, like we saw this sort of fluidity of basketball, but with LeBron James, we have seen true positionless basketball. You know, like we used to label people 1 through 5s, and very rarely do you see that now, right? Like you'll see somebody go up at the post. You'll see somebody, somebody who should be a center handling the ball like Nikola Jokic, who is also shooting the three. He's leading the league in points, assists, and rebounds this year. I mean, like the guy's doing everything. Um, as far as like, like because it's a masculinity podcast about his impact with men across the board, like outside of basketball, I think has also very much helped. You can now see men, especially men of his hue, can see somebody who also grew up without a dad and see now a blueprint, right? Like I think, and hey, I might get chastised for this, but I think what LeBron has done for inner city men is kind of what Barack Obama has done for, educated people in situations, right? Like before Barack Obama, I never thought that I'd even see a black president. The fact that I was able to see one kind of was like, oh wait, like America is moving in the right direction. These things are achievable, right? Seeing LeBron James take care of his sons, um, take care of his wife, his family and entire family, take care of his mother, build an empire, and also not have a lot of negative like relationships, and mentoring people around him is like giving these kids, like I think a different sense of what it should be. Like I love Michael Jordan, I love Kobe Bryant, but those weren't sort of the things that you saw while they played, right? Like Kobe Bryant towards the end of his career was, mentoring people like Booker, right? Like and Tatum. Like you saw him do these things towards the end of his career, but like he was all cutthroat the whole time. Like, yo, job ain't done or job ain't finished, right? Like that was him. That was his mantra. People were asking like, "Hey, how do you feel about this win?" I don't feel nothing. I haven't won a championship. LeBron is completely different, right? Like now you see Steph Curry with his girls and all that. Like things have changed, and I really love this part of it. About this part of basketball. I really enjoy the things that LeBron has brought to basketball or even to media that is intangible. You had touched about this a little bit, Caleb, where you were saying like he made a lot of people rich, whether you loved him or hate him. Like he made a lot of people rich. And the only ones that can hate him are the ones who hated him on the court. You couldn't hate him off the court. He was a good guy. And so, like, I think these are things that I think we should be able to move forward with. Um, I don't see a lot of unhealthy things that he has done outside of, like maybe try, because I see this with Giannis Antetokounmpo as well, like trying to manipulate the front office, and you have destroyed a team. But I wouldn't say that as like an unhealthy characteristic, right? Like it was just unhealthy to the game of basketball, like to your career, but you're not hurting anyone, in my opinion, like, like socially. But LeBron, considering the archetypes that he had to grow up with, considering the stereotypes that he had to contend with, he is a black man who dribbles a basketball. And we saw that on the news when someone told him to shut up and dribble. He continued to use his voice and play the game of basketball at the best of his ability. This is a person who has never turned his back on his people or just anyone, even though anything that came out of his mouth was being scrutinized. And that's just the society we live in. And he has rose above that on every occasion. And I think that is something that we need to commend, because between him and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like I think they have been very vocal about, helping with society issues. When we had, in contrast, because he always gets compared, Michael Jordan, and they asked him to say something, he said, "Republicans buy my shoes too," and left it at that.